Thank you for joining me. I'm Helen Sadler, your Destiny Helper. I really appreciate the many emails and the comments that are at the bottom of the page after each video. Thank you so much for enjoying the video, sharing the video, liking the video. Please feel free to write me at destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. If you are interested in sessions or you want to write a letter concerning the videos, destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. If you're interested in sessions with me, write me. Let's talk about it. I want to talk to you about a subject today. Many of you write me. There is this great interest in the empath. And what happens, you say, when the narcissist is injured by the empath? Let's talk about this. People who are empathic absorb emotions. They are very intrinsic when picking up different things in a space area, in a room. And sometimes there are so many emotions until it's hard for the untrained empath to exclude all of the background emotions and feelings. And sometimes it can be so confusing and even draining when you're on the job all day, or you go to a place in the market and there's all of these barrage of emotions just being bashed at you and pushed at you, and you feel almost like pushed on you, because empaths are absorbers of emotions. And what happens is when you get an experienced empath, these empaths, they channel their energy very methodically. They are very intentional, and they reserve energy and use their wisdom rather than to drain energy by going supernova with the super empath. And the super empath is usually does better with a greater narcissist, because, or a upper mid-grade narcissist, because the lower mid-grade narcissist and the lower narcissist can actually be crushed by these super beings, because they cannot handle when they have crossed them. And a narcissist will cross. The nature of the relationship is going to bring them to a challenge point. And when they go to a challenge point and you challenge a skill, experienced super empath, a lot of times stinger, they will go to any length to keep from going supernova. Because supernova, one of the ways that I can describe it is like the movie Ghost. You know, when the spirit would jump in the body and use that person and then jump out of the body, and the person whose body is being used is weak and drain, and it take them a minute to get their posture back, to get their orientation back, because to go supernova is a barrage release. I mean, that is a tremendous release. That's a lot of energy release, and it takes this energy from their mind, and energy from their beings, and energy from their will, and energy from their emotion. All of this collaboration at a challenge point, when the empath feel like, I can't do anything else. Boom, supernova. Well, when they go supernova, they are mirroring the narcissist. As they go gray rock. There's no feelings. They get back at the narcissist. They're going to punish the narcissist, quote unquote. So there's no feelings. Some of them can be very combative verbally. Some of them can be combative physically, because empath, when they get to this point, they're at a driven state. They're not always in the right mind, because they are angry. They're at a rage point. So they are not just, they're not responding, they're reacting. And a lot of times when an empath reacts, they do things that later they may even regret. But you have empaths. Some of them are in witchcraft. When you have an empath that's in witchcraft, they do spells. They set the narcissist up to be cursed. Like you may have narcissists that are in witchcraft that take a little bit of your item, or something that you touch, kissed, or drunk out of, or lived, to use witchcraft against you, where they assign different curses and entity against your life, and it take you to failure points. There's nothing you do make it. With some of the empaths that are in do the same thing. They take the narcissist to breaking point. They take the narcissist to fail point. They take the narcissist to looking at themselves in the mirror. And the moment they look at themselves, the curse is released. There are different avenues of vengeance that is manifest from the super empath. And remember, the super empath, they are the fixer up. They are there to help. They want to fix up the narcissist. They want to help the narcissist. They feel like they are the answer to the narcissist. They can help them in whatever situation they're in. And when the narcissist tests them and tests them and tests them and try them, because an empath give their 100%, all of their mind, all of their soul, all of their heart. And these beings have more compassion than a regular person. They're empathetic. Some people are sympathetic. They can understand what you're going through, even though they don't feel what you feel. Difference with the empath, they feel what you feel. They know what you're going through. All of their soul is engaged. All of their emotions is engaged. This is different from the prophetic. The prophetic is from the spirit realm. The empath comes from their soul realm, from their emotions, and they can take it in deeper. But they are coming from the emotions, and they can often be drained with challenge points. So the narcissist, when they are wounded, the narcissists always feel that they win every battle, because most narcissists feel they're smarter than the supply. So that's why they do all of these games. You know, they win you with love bombing. And when they win you with love bombing, they lock you into that point right then where they think I'm smarter than you because you didn't get away. I hooked you. I was able to hold you for 3 months. I was able to get you for 6 months. And sometimes the narcissist would, it's almost like being with an android, where the empath can't pick up on them all the time because of their emotions. Sometimes they're almost emotionalist. You wonder, what are you feeling? Because I can't pick up on you. And the narcissists start looking for places where they can know what they're feeling. And when they do, and the narcissists know the empath pick up on them, they try to shift. They try to change, and they keep shifting and changing. And a lot of times they go to the evaluation point, making them feel bad. Because if they feel for the narcissist, can you imagine when the narcissist allows the empath to feel themselves and they feel bad, and he keep telling them and talking to them, telling them what they're not, telling them what they don't have, telling them how they can't love them, telling them what they do wrong. And the more the empath try, because the empath, most of them are perfectionists. They want to do it and they don't know when to back off. They don't know when to quit. They don't know when to quit because they keep trying to rescue. They have a rescue mindset. They have a fixer mindset. I will fix you. I will help you. And even if they don't want help, their empath still is the fixer up. And those who are not super empath, they're just empathic. They're very young. They're very much immature. They usually get crushed. There's too many emotions, and it confuses them. Many have had mental breaks, emotional breaks, and during the challenges, they break down. They're unable their steadiness, because the narcissist goes for the jugular emotionally, goes for the jugular with devaluation, goes for the jugular with red salad and word salad. And because the empath is trying everything to reach the form, they go through psychological havoc. Their minds, they cannot, everything seems foggy. They can't differentiate the reality from the alternate world with the narcissist, because they grow. And how the empath grow is using their powers for good, using their powers with the community. Or they done been in several narcissists. Narcissists love empath because of that absorption. That is fuel rich rescue coming. And so they always look for empath, because an empath can take suffering that nobody else can take. And a lot of times the empath will not break so easy because they think that the evil that is coming toward them, they can cause the individual to overcome it. They can cause the individual to change. And you know, narcissists don't change. They stay the same because they're locked in themselves. If you lock down something, it's not about change. It's stuck, stalemated, and it's locked into that position. And when you disposition the stalemate with the narcissists bring in another implementation. So if you wound them, what they get is angry. They get revengeful. But those narcissists that have dealt with experience, impact, they get out of dodge because they know that the empath, if they go supernova, all of that energy compiled and concentrated in a force against them, they're going to be seriously wounded because the empath won't care about the narcissist. The empath won't care about what they feel. The empath won't care about how they hurt them. The empath won't care the amount of hurt. Some empaths have even taken the lives of a narcissist because they are in so much raised through supernova to all of this energy challenge their mind. And some of them will tell you they even go into the blackout zone. They are not even there. They blacked out. By the time they come in, their brain, the narcissist is laying there because they have taken all they can take. And that's why a super empath that is really skilled would leave first. They will hurt first. They will take the hurt and they will leave because they know their propensity to get revenge. They've done it before. They've done things that they didn't want to do. They've done things that they didn't want to think about. So the narcissists get wounded. When the narcissists get wounded by an experience, super empath that went supernova, the narcissist leave because he's wounded, he's hurt, his everything is messed up. He usually go to old supply because new supply take time to put on the hook. The narcissist does not go that vulnerable most of the time to a new supply unless they use that vulnerability to get the sympathy, to get the empathy of another super empath or a person who's very sympathetic. The narcissists go to someone who got the experience of them, who knows them, who loves them, and who can handle them. And so they go backward instead of forward. And they go back to them and they love bomb them and tell them they done been through something. Someone jumped on them and they make up lies. And that Hoover and they take them in and they help them heal again, even if it's a former super empath that they left, and the super empath lets them back in. And one thing about a super empath, remember, they're going to heal because they're the fixer up. They're going to fix them, so they will stay with them. They will be loyal to them. And then once they're up on their leave, but they are hoovering someone and hope they are hoping for another super empath. But if not, they're hoovering someone that's going to care for them until they can find another super empath. And the narcissist knows, and usually when that super empath, before they go supernova, the narcissist is out of there. They discard them, they leave them, they ghost them. They're planning to come back, but they ghost them because most super empaths are bent on fixing them until a lot of empaths will take them back. They will take them back. And so when the empath get enough, and I'm talking about the skilled empath and the empath that been with narcissists, they done had several relationships with narcissists and they're done. When a super empath is done, they are done. They are finished. It ain't no coming back because remember, they can be narcissistic. They're not narcissists, but they can be narcissistic in their behavior. They just shut down. And that's supernova. They shut down. There's no more compassion. There's no more caring. There's only revenge. They can hate. They can get angry. And these emotions take now over the empath. And all of that they were getting before Empath don't give it. That's why they call the empath supernova. All of that power is resonated against that narcissist. And a wounded narcissist is like a dog that has been shot. They hop and they're sad and they have to get themselves together, get their mind together, because they are not used to losing. They are not used to the abuse of someone else. They are not used to the wounds that they have. And a narcissistic wound is very, 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 very painful. It's painful when you overthrow a narcissist, because remember, their sense of entitlement, their sense of make them feel that the good they want, the praise they want, and to have their way. A narcissist can hurt you, but they feel like they got a right to hurt you, because remember, you're not a person. You are supply. You are supply, and it's supply and demand. And so when you wound that narcissist is crying out, hollering out, and that narcissist will plan. That's why any super empath that wounds a narcissist, do not go back. Do not go back, because the revenge is horrific. And the narcissist will love bomb you. A lot of super empath has been knocked out of position, has been deranked and derolled, and they get deranked and derolled, and they go through institutions trying to get that strength back. But see, you got to remember that once you go supernova, it's going to take time for you to get your strength back. The narcissists usually come in with a hit and another hit, and before you can revive, they're hitting you with all kind of stuff. This is how the super empath get overthrown. But remember, the skill is very smart, and they're just as vicious as the narcissist. And to wound that narcissist is like a deep cut or a shot. They are hurt. They feel it to their core, because they cannot handle being overthrown. So it's more than just a hit on them. Their core being has been wounded. Their core being feel like it's inoperative. Their core being, they feel like they're dying. They feel like they can't get up, and they already have holes on the inside of them that telling them how terrible they are and how inhuman they are, and about all the people they wounded. And so when they get wounded, they reflect back to all the wounds, and instead of feeling remorse, they feel angry, because a narcissist hate to lose, and so does an empath who has went supernova. They rank toe to toe with the challenge. They rank toe to toe with the fight. And the super empath is a force to be reckoned with, and they can wound a narcissist. The narcissist is not always the winner of every battle. We give them credence, we give them credit, but they are not always the winner of every battle. There are some narcissists that lose battles horrifically, and they are very, very sore loser. And if you think they're not going to get you back, you have another thing coming. So super empath, save your strength. You have the power to wound them. You have the power. And then they said, do the empath. Take the narcissist out of commission. They can take them out of dysfunction. But they are so to the core of who they are, they bounce back. And if you don't watch a narcissist, he will switch it and start feeding on the negative and the negativity, knowing that the empath, this experienced narcissist, the greater narcissist, knowing what it took for the empath to use all of their strength, all of their might, all of their mind to bounce back. And the narcissist feed negative thought fuel. They feed on that to bounce back, and then they want to bounce back quicker than the super empath recover, so they can go and hit them in the vulnerability, and hit them in a time of recuperation, and hit them in a time of recovery, because they are wounded. A wounded narcissist is a terrible narcissist. So you can imagine when they go back to the old supply total price for what that super empath does. Do narcissists win every battle? Absolutely not. Can a super empath do some major damage? Absolutely. Even physically, some permanent damage. The super empath going supernova. Supernova is just not an energy where they're in control. No, they lose it and blast them. And it's like giving them kryptonite to Superman. They just lace them with kryptonite. And then the next thing you know, the narcissist is out of commission for a while, but they always go back to old supply who wants them, who are able to nurture them when they usually get wounded, because the new supply, they want to love bomb them. They want to show them their best feet forward, their best face, so they don't go to new supply, because the new supply will start questioning, how did you get into this condition? And sometimes it may even take months for that narcissist to recuperate from the devastation of that supernova. So they don't always win, and you can defeat them, and a supernova can overturn them, but it's with a great cost. Well, I hope I answered the question. I hope you love. We've been talking about super empaths a lot. You super empath, you're coming out, you're asking questions, and you're realizing that you are powerful, you are strong, and it's hard to tear you down when you know who you are. But you can defeat a narcissist. You can, and if you are skilled, you will. And that would be with a great cost, because once you lose energy, it takes time for you to reboot. It takes time for you to re-gear. So when you go supernova, you got to be at a place where you can go to recover, or the narcissist will win by finishing the job. All righty. Well, I hope that really answered a lot of questions. It's always a pleasure to come to you. Super empaths, you are on the move. You're awesome. You're great. Young empaths, grow, 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 grow. Don't be quick to use your power against people. Learn to love and not hate, and you will build yourself up. And if you want to write me, please feel free to write me at destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. Well, Super Empath, I hope that I've answered your questions. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for subscribing and for writing me. Those of you who want to receive sessions with me, you can write me at destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. Leave your number and expect a call. I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Have an awesome day. God bless.